How does one distinguish a statement coming from oneself rather than from ideology? Hey, I got a good hint about that. If you're saying something that almost anyone else could say, then it's likely to be either cliched or ideological. Whereas if you're speaking from yourself, then in some sense, you're the only person who could be saying that. And so what that means in some sense is that you've taken ideas, philosophical, even ideological, and you've made them personal so that you're speaking from a position that only you can speak from. And then you have something original to offer. In Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, he talked about the radical communists who were thrown into the Gulag, and they used to play comrade with them. It was a game, and what they would do is bait them into making continual propagandistic communist statements. It was an attempt to try to educate them out of their possession. But it's a good, see, if you can predict what someone is going to say on the basis of their set of beliefs, then they're not speaking. The ideology is speaking. And if the ideology is speaking, you don't even have to listen to them. You could just read about the ideology and make up your own mind. Now, so that's sort of the what would you call it? That's the objective view of this. The subjective view is that statements come from yourself, I think, first of all, frighten you to some degree because you actually open yourself up to the world by saying something genuine. But they also make you stronger. They make you feel stronger. But because I think you're confronting your vulnerability properly. Because if I tell you something that I really don't believe, and you criticize it, it's like, who cares? Because I don't really believe it anyways. So maybe I have an ideology that's like a mask or a persona, which is generally the case. A persona is a Jungian concept that means mask, and it's often the thing that people confuse with their real identity. Well, if I have a persona and someone criticizes it, it's like, well, you haven't got to the real me. But if I say something that I really believe, deeply believe, and then it gets criticized, like I've really put myself on the line. And so people don't do that. It's kind of frightening, but it's still the way to genuine strength, because you need, and also not just strength, but also value. You need to manifest yourself in the world because you're a unique thing, and people might need what's unique about you. Everybody else might really need that. I believe that, because each person has something that's unique to them to bring into being. And if they hide that, they hide their light under a bushel, then everyone is poorer for it. And you do that in part, as Solzhenitsyn says, by turning over your God-given soul to human dogma. It's a very bad idea. Very bad idea.
I will breathe their words. I will make it